Well, good afternoon, everybody. I want to start out today. By the way, welcome to the people who are watching on Facebook. I want to start out today by making some comments about a reemerging trend that we're seeing here in our state, in our valley, which is road rage. We're seeing a rise in incidents. I think some of you have reported on that. But I want to specifically talk to your listeners and ask them to consider the human cost. Just last weekend, an 18-year-old girl, just starting her life out, died. Many of you covered it. As I understand it, this woman had plans to travel the world, to build a career, certainly, and, just live life. Her life's over. Her family's life will never be the same. Her boyfriend, who was in the car, will never be the same. And this is such a tragic and needless offense. So I want to talk about those of you who find yourself in a situation where somebody is being aggressive towards you. Do not return the aggression. Please slow down, change lanes, do what you have to do without getting into a fight with somebody in another vehicle. Road rage injuries and deaths have increased nationally every year since 2018, and last year more than 550 people were shot in road rage incidents in the United States. Arizona is very high on the list of road rage incidents. Just the other day I saw that somebody was driving along and shooting into the air, which is also illegal in Arizona. In fact, it was one of our own attorneys in this office, who's no longer with us, whose daughter, Shannon, is the namesake of Shannon's Law. She was killed by somebody who was just randomly firing into the air. So bullets don't come back, people. And if that bullet hits somebody, whether it's the person you were aiming at or just some random person, you could be facing homicide charges. You could be facing aggravated assault charges. If you are somebody who has a loaded gun next to you in a car and you are prone to have a temper, I would suggest you get rid of the gun. This is not worth anybody's life, what happens on the roadway. With that, I will answer any questions you have. Jimmy. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sure.
Do you have a comment on the families of police shooting victims asking for your department's investigation files? There was a recent presser, maybe you saw, or you're aware of that?
Yes, we've actually provided all of the paper files to that family. There are, as you can imagine, a lot of footage concerning body-worn cameras that we still have to go through before we're able to disclose it, but we have provided the files. I think one of the things that people are not understanding about that is we are not an investigative agency, so we rely on the investigation of the police agency. So when they're asking us for our files, what they're asking for is the police investigation. And so those have been provided.
I'd just like to ask you a couple of questions about the Sean Pena case. Could you detail some of the specific challenges that your office faced in trying to get a conviction in that particular case?
Well, obviously that's an ongoing case now because a lawsuit has been filed. So I don't want to go into too many details, but I will tell you, as somebody who has prosecuted many sex assault cases, there are a number of issues that you can come up with. Oftentimes they are one person's word against another. In this case, you had somebody who was working as a police officer. And so it can present a number of challenges. But that said, we will go forward to defend ourselves and our prosecutors for what they did in this case.
And that was my next question. What protections are in place for the county attorney's office when there is pending litigation against your office? We have immunity unless we've done something to step outside that. I'm not aware of anything that we've done to step outside that. And so, that obviously will be part of our response. Part of our story coverage today will include talking to Sean Pena's attorney, Sean Woods. we're curious as to what's going to happen tomorrow during his press conference and hoping to clear his name. In the lawsuit, it lists everybody involved who are defendants in this case as malicious liars. Just your reaction to that verbiage that he's used against your office and everybody included in the lawsuit.
Well, you can say what you want to at a press conference, but the talking that you really need to do has to be done in court. And so we'll see what talking he's able to do in court. Jimmy?
Have you been following the testimony in the challenge to the notices of intent to seek the death penalty that your office has been involved in the Superior Court? There've been, they're doing an evidentiary hearing right now, presenting that evidence. Have you been following any of that, and do you have any comment at this point as that process moves along?
Yes, I've been following it, been briefed on it. Obviously that's an ongoing case, so I don't want to get too deep into the weeds there, but what I would say is it's very apparent to me that we are handling these cases in a very careful and moderate fashion, in a fair fashion, and I intend to continue to do that throughout my administration.